Welcome to City Talk, an historic edition of City Talk in a manner of speaking, because we are back for the first time in over a year in the studio. I'm still John McIntire, you're still you. Say hello to Natasha Molina from Human Resources as we continue to do the sort of get to know your city employees kind of talk show. Natasha, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here.
Natasha Molina, that has a nice ring to it right there. Are you glad your parents gave you a cool name?
Yes, so my father is a musician and he wanted to make sure I had a stage name just in case I followed his footsteps. So Natasha Alexis, Natasha Molina.
Well, after your appearance on City Talk, it's inevitable that you'll be a rising star of the stage and screen.
Absolutely.
What do you do for Human Resources?
So I am the Senior Talent Development Coordinator for Human Resources and Civil Service, which basically means that I run our training and development program. All of the professional development opportunities for our employees come through us.
So if I'm in my job and I think, I would like to expand a little more, maybe even look at other opportunities eventually, I might come see you.
Yep, absolutely. We can help with soft skills, really making sure that we're developing you as a person, as a professional. We help with things like communication training. If you're trying to booster your skills, any sort of technical skills, we can point you in the right direction. We also help with one-on-one coaching. So if you have some goals that you wanted to meet, we can meet and help you with that.
What does communication training involve?
Right now, a lot of practicing on active listening. So very similar to our
conversation.
Right. Similar to our conversation now, right? Really understanding how to make sure that you're hearing a person, hearing everything that they're trying to say to you.
Is that a problem with a lot of humans in general, not to mention city employees?
Yes, I think a lot of people want to listen to respond instead of listen to understand. So we're trying to move you away from listening to respond and thinking of what you're going to say next and really hearing the whole picture.
I may have to drop by for some training because I've often been accused of always listening just to prepare my response, not to fully listen, as you say.
Well, it's a great training, so I highly recommend.
And is that for anybody in Human Resources or anybody in the city?
Anyone in the city.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep.
So you deal with all departments?
Yes, all 19 departments. Anyone in the city is eligible to take classes with CityU. They would just send me an email, let me know what they're trying to do, and I could let them know if what they want is coming up.
Is there a particular department where people are hungry for this kind of training, or is it just all over the place?
It's really all over the place. We've done a lot of policy trainings that are required. So annually you might see me for something like no discrimination, no harassment training. Or for the soft skills, we're doing a lot of leadership training. We launched our new Leadership Academy, which is coming citywide soon, but we launched it with DPW, for instance. So we got their leaders in, really got to do this 5-part series, and I'm excited to spread it to the rest of the city now.
So you can teach me not to harass people?
I can, yes. That's one of my favorite trainings.
That's another thing I should drop by for. Why is it one of your favorites, and how do you go about that?
It's a lot of fun. It's a very serious topic, but we have a lot of fun with it. So as we've gone department by department, we've been doing it for about 3 years now. We've learned a lot about what's going on with the city and heard a lot of people's questions, which has helped build an arsenal of what to do and what not to do. But it's the most fun because we get to come up with all kinds of creative, think of this scenario and what would you do about it.
Do you have any examples?
Absolutely. So one of the ones that comes up a lot is a question about Tinder. If you see a coworker, someone who's in your office on Tinder, and you guys do not match, you should not walk up to them at work at their desk and ask them about it. That is harassment.
If you know that you were not chosen by them, you shouldn't say, "What's up? What am I, chopped liver?"
Exactly. That is not appropriate.
Call me crazy, but should they be on Tinder at all at the office in the first place?
Well, hopefully not in the office.
Oh, okay, but
if they're
separately
at
home and then...
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, the problem is when you walk up to them at work the next day and ask them about it, not appropriate.
We have a lot of city employees on Tinder, do we? Or maybe you can't reveal that. I don't.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know the exact numbers, but it has come up more than once.
All right, so that's part of society, and so
absolutely.
So are the employees of the city of Pittsburgh.
Exactly. No judgments.
No. Where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Pittsburgh.
What part?
Squirrel Hill.
And you grew up there?
Yes.
That's a nice neighborhood to grow up in.
It is. It's really nice. It's walkable. It's a lot of fun, especially as a teenager. When I was in high school, we could wander the blocks, and then we'd wander to Oakland or Shadyside, and always a good time.
And then where'd you go to school?
I actually transferred a few times. I went to high school at Alderdice, and then Kappa, and then Keystone Oaks, and I went to college at Loyola University Chicago.
And how was Chicago, and how was the Loyola experience?
I love Chicago. It's such a great city. It's very similar to Pittsburgh in the way that the neighborhoods are set up, and you can be in a neighborhood and have everything that you need, but the greater city overall, the big picture is absolutely fantastic.
Did you consider staying there?
I did, but when I was ready to start my family, I decided to come back to Pittsburgh for better cost of living and better opportunities.
Better cost of living, for sure.
Much.
So how did you fall into government?
I have always had a passion for public service. My career was in nonprofits for many years, and then when I started my HR career, it was in healthcare. So an opportunity with the city opened up as an HR business partner, and I jumped on it.
And what's an HR business partner?
Our HR business partners do a lot. They're the ones who are really helping our departments with their HR needs. They're the first point of contact. They're the people that answer all of your questions and help with the recruitment.
Well, you just got an answer for everything, don't you? How did you cope with COVID?
That was tough. The first couple weeks, I realized that I keep myself very busy. I don't spend a lot of time at home, or at least I didn't before COVID started. So it was a shock of having to figure out things to do inside of my house. Now, a year later, I cannot imagine going back to everything that I was doing. So
you'll be a hybrid thing where a couple days
Yes.
at home, working at home, and a couple days here.
Yep, until the fall.
Oh, and then who knows?
And then we'll be full-time.
Oh, okay. Well, so what did you learn to do at home?
I was lucky that my gym had outdoor classes, so I was able to kind of go and get some human contact from there. And I learned a lot about Microsoft and Microsoft Teams on the work side of things, so lots of new hard skills were developed.
Do you have HBO?
I do. I got HBO Max as soon as it came out.
And did you watch Mayor of Easttown?
I have not yet.
I highly recommend that.
Okay, I'll definitely try that next.
I usually don't watch what everyone else watches, just because I'm too lazy to seek it out. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. You got any hobbies?
I do. I do CrossFit, which is a lot of fun and takes up a lot of time.
It's a lot of work.
It is.
Oh.
It's really tough, but it's really rewarding. And I sing a lot of karaoke now that the world is starting again.
No kidding.
Yeah, one of my favorite things to do.
In bars or?
Yep, in bars mostly. My friends and I have one place that we go to pretty consistently, so we're excited that it's starting again, and they know us very well.
And can you all sing?
I'd like to think so.
I'm sure you can. I just wondered, sometimes there's like one in the bunch who thinks they can, and it's...
We do have one of those, yes.
Do you?
Oh, yes.
And do you gently try to inform them, or does it not matter because it's just karaoke?
Yeah, it doesn't matter a whole lot, and she's so proud of herself, so why burst the bubble?
After she sees this, though, she'll be weeping for a week, obviously.
Hopefully no one knows which
not
one it is.
Okay, yeah. I see. All right, very clever, per se. All right, well, do you see yourself staying in government from here on out, or is it just too early to tell?
I love what I do. I love working for the government. I love working for the city. There are so many opportunities here, not just with CityU, but with everything that we can do. And we have such a great reach for people. So I see myself staying for the foreseeable future.
Well, Natasha Molina, thank you so much for having such a cool name and for sharing it with us here on the show today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
When we come back, we will meet another employee from the Department of Human Resources. Stay with us on City Talk. Welcome back to City Talk. Let's meet another member of the HR department in the city of Pittsburgh. Say hello to Adam Kolko. Adam, welcome to the program.
Thank you, John.
So what do you do in HR?
My title officially is the Administrative Assistant to the Director of the Department, Janet Manuel. I'm also part of the HR Specialist team, so I help with onboarding city employees, payroll, questions, benefits questions,
So do you know where all the bodies are buried? In other words, you have a little bit of expertise in several areas.
A tiny little bit, but not enough to like really get me, where I need to go.
Okay, well, we'll work on that. But so you're the right-hand person for the director. That sounds like a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm the right-hand person, but I assist her with, scheduling. She's got a lot of meetings, a lot of grievances, so I help as much as I can.
When you say grievances, I assume you don't mean against her. You just mean she has to mediate between
Right.
folks not getting along somewhere in the city.
Yeah, specifically for union grievances, which can be, quite numerous at times.
I wondered about that. So, and time-consuming, I'm guessing, as well.
Definitely.
Is there more than one session involved, I'm guessing?
Well, by the time it comes to her level, it's usually it's a step 3 grievance is how it's referred to.
Okay.
And so it's already gone through a couple different stages.
So you hope that it can go away or get settled before that, but if not,
Right,
she's
then
like
she's
the Supreme
ultimate arbiter of what happens.
How about that? How do you like working in government in general?
I like it a lot. I was a political science major back in the 80s at the University of Pittsburgh. Then I went into the wholesale flower business for 20 years, and I'm here now. And I've always liked city government, federal government, and politics in general, so I like it.
So you were a political science major, but then suddenly you were I don't know if you were a florist, but you dealt in flowers.
Yeah, I started off working for a florist when I was going to Pitt, and then kind of got into the wholesale end through the back way, sort of.
Tell me about that.
The Strip District is sort of a hub for wholesale flowers. There, at one time, there were 4 or 5 different wholesalers. There's now, I think, 2 or 3. And so I worked for one. We would distribute to florists across the tri-state region. And we got flowers that came in from South America 3 times a week. We went and got our own flowers from Canada, California, local growers at this time of year.
So that sounds like it was, lucrative and successful.
I don't know. It was. I wouldn't say lucrative. It's
Okay,
not.
sorry about that.
It's a tight. It's a really tricky business. It's perishable, and the flowers are coming a long way, so they don't have a long shelf life. You have to get them in and get them out quickly. Tight margins.
So that's more pressure than I guess I would think.
It is, and then you've got people who are ordering flowers for weddings, who are, they want everything to be perfect. You want them to be perfect, but there's so many different people that handle the flowers from the time it leaves the farm to the time it gets to you. There can be a lot of missteps along the way.
Well, thank God you got out of that pressure pack business and into something more stable.
Definitely.
And how did you make that transition?
After 20 years, I just felt like I wanted to change, and so here I am.
I mean, did you look on the city website and
yeah, I
there's
did.
something I might be able to do?
Yeah, I think the city's website, at least for job opportunities, is really transparent, and I looked at a lot, and it's got everything you really need to know. It's got the salary, it's got the requirements, and that's it.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Rochester, New York.
How was growing up in Rochester?
It's great. Rochester is a great city. I still go there. My mother, who's 93, lives there, and so I visit her several times a year. And really beautiful, right on the lake, Lake Ontario, not too far from Canada. If you can get there, you can't get there right now, but a really beautiful place to live. It's the
that's right,
lilac.
because there's still travel restrictions.
You still can't get into Canada. Yeah.
It makes perfect sense, but it still seems crazy,
It does. It does.
And you ended up here because you went to school here.
Yeah, I came in 1984 to go to Pitt, and I've been here ever since.
How about that? What neighborhood do you live in?
I currently live in Point Breeze.
It's a nice one.
Yeah.
Not that I would ever say, that's a horrible one, no matter where you live, but yeah,
Right.
I'm a fan of Point Breeze. Do I remember correctly in our previous conversation that you ride a bike to work?
I do. I ride, so I am fortunate that I live right off of Wilkins Avenue, so there's a bike lane on Wilkins, and then I hop through Oakland with more bike lanes, and then get onto the jail trail, and I'm down here. It's great. No issues with parking. I park right underneath the portico. So
in the winter also?
In the winter, yeah. Rain, yep.
But if it snows, is that the day you take an Uber?
No, I mean, it depends. If it's 2 inches, I'm riding. But
Okay.
if it's a little bit more than that, then probably not.
So you've obviously learned how to dress really warm.
Yeah, it's also though you don't want to dress. You don't want to have too many layers because then you can get sweaty and then you're really cold if you're sweating. So it's a
Yeah, and then
fine
you're all sweaty
balance.
all day
It's a fine
at
balance.
the HR department.
Yeah, well, I have to change in the bathroom, so that's kind of
I
a
see.
pain.
Okay. Well, obviously it keeps you in shape. Do you have any other hobbies other than bicycling?
Yeah, I have 2 daughters, so they keep me busy, hanging out with them. One's going off to college and one's going to be an 11th grader at Alderdice.
Wow.
So, but I also like to garden, and I have a dog, so taking long walks with the dog and my wife. And, between that and work and a little recreation, that's basically it.
That sounds like a pretty full life. How did you cope with COVID?
I think pretty well. I was still coming here every day.
No kidding. You didn't work at home?
No, there was a group of us that came into the HR office every day, and so that worked out for me because my wife was home initially, and we shared an office, so it was a little bit tricky having 2 people in the office. But I think with my kids being home from school the whole time. We bonded as a family and got a lot closer and enjoyed each other's company, and we made it work, and spent a lot of time outside. And
Would you recommend a career in city government to any humans out there?
definitely, I think it's a great place to work. Good benefits, great people. Interesting, I come across lots of different people all day long, from public works people to public safety people, and I enjoy that, and yeah, I like it a lot.
Awesome. Adam Kolko, thanks so much for doing City Talk.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
That is it for this historic edition. Historic in the sense that it's the first time we've been in the studio in over a year. We will see you next time.